Welcome to the White Wall Sessions Radio. I'm your host, Dan Schaefer. On this week's episode, we feature Sarah Morris and her Sometimes Guys, and the 4onthefloor. If you'd like to know more about the artists on the show, visit thewhitewallsessions.com for features, links, and videos. Sarah Morris is an Americana singer-songwriter based out of Minneapolis, Minnesota. Sarah is a staple in the Minneapolis music scene and sometimes shares the stage with fellow musicians Lars Larson on drums, Thomas Nordland on electric guitar, and Andrew Foreman on bass. The group has affectionately donned the title Sarah Morris and Her Sometimes Guys. Sarah's latest release, Hearts in Need of Repair, is quickly gaining national traction.
Brilliant like a blue sky in January, dazzling the snow, white on the ground. Ordinary things, they sparkle when you're around. Joyful as the birds in spring, humming a melody, reminds me of your favorite song. From the bottom of my heart, at the top of my lungs, I sing along. But I don't know the words, so you're laughing. Oh, there's magic to me. And I'm smiling like a fool and hearing music where noise used to be. You make everything brighter, lighter in the dark, all kinds of fire from just a tiny spark. Brighter, full moon in the night, and the world shimmers underneath your shine. Like a warm breeze, barely whispering. Well, I can tell it's asking that willow to dance. The sun is sinking low, this perfect shade of gold, and you take my hand. But you know I don't know how to move, so you're laughing. Oh, that's magic to me. I've never seen. You make everything brighter, lighter in the dark, all kinds of fire from just a tiny spark. Brighter, a full moon in the night, and the world shimmers underneath your shine. The shadows and show me how to see beauty. Anytime I want to, I just look at you. You make it brighter, lighter in the dark, all kinds of fire from just a tiny spark. Brighter, Thank you.
I think, like Tom said, Sarah's songs are just all very organic and natural and strong as they are. And we all listen to similar music. We listen to music like this a lot, so you just kind of develop sort of a vocabulary and kind of just an inherent understanding, and you start getting better at making assumptions of what's coming.
Sure.
And then the stronger you become as a player, as a listener, more importantly, the easier it is just to kind of, because I've been playing with the band this summer, and I played a couple years ago on a few gigs, but I'm really filling in for another guy, and so I've kind of just been learning on the fly, crossing my fingers for a lot of it. But Tom and Andrew and I have been playing together for quite a while, so we're all really comfortable with one another. And
Go ahead.
Yeah, you go ahead.
I was just going to say, I think it really makes a difference. Well, two things that I definitely note in Sarah's group is one, her material is so poignant that I feel like it compels you to contribute. And then two, when you have really, really, beautiful social interpersonal relationships, I feel like you want to contribute as well. Like that just happens. Like when all four of us in whatever combination, I think when we play, it always feels easy and you feel compelled, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think that's the mark of a good musical relationship,
I think
you like each other.
Totally.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
And the
most
music
of the time,
too,
yeah. And that's super important. I think that also it's, you reach a level of maturity as a musician, and as a person, I guess, too, where all of a sudden kind of the idea, at least speaking personally, the idea of taking more steps backwards away from what you're doing and just doing less and just staying out of the way.
Yeah.
And playing music like this, it's so important just to how can I serve the song, and I don't care if anybody walks out of this room thinking, oh wow, that drum fill was awesome, and that drummer was just burning. Like I don't, if people walked out of here and didn't even remember what I looked like, that would be fine, but they could feel what I was doing. That would be more important than
That's
Dude,
anything
you
else.
just used the phrase earlier, you said, as a player, but more importantly, as a listener. And I was like, I love Lars. Dude.
I heard that.
That's totally true. Yeah.
Well, those are the best shows. I feel like when I feel like I can be both roles. Like when the sound is a way that like I can just look over and listen to Tom's solo, or I can appreciate like your bass moments that like I can really hear them. That's like such a gift.
Speaking of gift, let's talk about that voice of yours, because
That's very nice. Thank you.
You could be a jazz, blues. That voice could go anywhere.
Thank
You chose this style.
Yes.
Is that because you just grew up listening to this kind of music?
No, my parents hated country music. I grew up, my mom was like all about David Bowie, and my dad was all about Frank Sinatra and Johnny Mathis. And I went to college and did it was art song and classical music, but I really loved pop on my own, and then in high school I fell in love with a boy, and he introduced me to country music, and I really loved the stories. And that kind of was what changed everything for me, was an Alison Krauss record, and she just picked these songs that told these amazing stories, and you could understand what she was saying, which isn't always, pop music is great and catchy and doesn't always have that content, and so that was kind of just the lightning moment for me. And ever since then, it's been, I just want to tell these stories. As a listener, I enjoy songs where I hear something, I'm like, oh my gosh, they know exactly what I'm thinking. How does Jason Isbell know that about me? So I appreciate, if that can happen on the other end. But I do love singing jazz. We certainly have done our share of jazz gigs, and that's always fun. We do Christmas shows where I definitely tap into that.
Yeah.
More.
Well, I like the way, it's kind of what we were all saying. It's the power of the song and the message and the communication between one group of people to another is what makes it a song really powerful, I think. It makes it lasting. Some songs, the Stevie Ray Vaughan type thing, the song is just to get to Stevie's solo,
Right, yeah.
But when the song is about something meaningful and then the band can put it together, that's really powerful to me, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot of intentionality behind playing music like this, and a lot of people will listen to country music or pop music even, and well, this is such simple music. It's so easy. Like anybody could do this, but there's a difference between playing really simple music really well and being lazy, and I think those things, it's a really fine line that you can tell. So you can tell when someone is really invested in really playing with intentionality. I think that's very important.
And sometimes it's a lot harder to play less.
Yeah,
Man,
absolutely.
Totally.
Can you say?
Totally. It's like the difference between, you really have to choose to play. People talk about the phrase "play the spaces," in music like this, and it's like you really have to want that space there in your part. You have to want that sound, as opposed to taking the opportunity to be like, check out what I can do on the bass. You know what I mean?
How many times? I don't know how many times I've been in the studio and I'll do a take and I'll listen back and be like, okay, I'll do a little bit less. Listen back, okay, I got to do a little bit less.
Yeah.
And then the final take is just quarter notes.
Yeah, totally.
All quarter
Totally.
notes. And it's perfect. It's like, okay, yeah,
Totally.
fine.
I can tell you were something else once upon a time. And years of dust have left you covered up, while underneath you still shine. Well, I'm not afraid of getting my hands dirty. I'm gonna roll up my sleeve. I'm gonna make you believe. People these days throw things away at the first sign of trouble, at the first sign of trouble. Then they wander around, wondering how they're surrounded by all that rubble, surrounded by all that rubble. Let them run off searching for something clean and new. I prefer the broken things like me and you. Don't feel alone because we're everywhere. Hearts in need of a little repair. I bet you're tired of that heavy load you carry with you wherever you go. Well, let me help you lay it down. And all the devastation in your past, we'll watch it shatter just like glass, then sweep it up off the ground. Ooh, I can't erase these scars or keep you from hurting. What if it's enough to start with a gentle touch? People these days promise, not the faded glory. I'll stitch it back together, and you can do the same for me. Oh, people these days throw things away at the first sign of trouble, at the first sign of trouble. Then they wander around, wondering how they're surrounded by all that rubble, surrounded by all that rubble. Well, let them run off searching for something clean and new. I prefer the broken things like me and you. Don't feel alone because we're everywhere. Hearts in need of a little repair. Hearts in need of a little repair. Ooh-hoo-hoo. Ooh-hoo-hoo. Ooh. Thank you so much.
It's a great song, by the way.
Thank you. That song that's like my heart. I just needed to write that, and then I sing it because I need to sing it. And I've had people come, it's very long, but I've had people come up to me almost any time we've done it and say that it really spoke to them. So
This band comes in, and do you kind of just play it live, or do you do your parts individually?
we mostly play live.
Yeah. I mean, there's definitely, I think it seems like a lot of the fashion for this type of music is that you lay down kind of a bedrock and then bring other players and bring some fiddle in, bring some banjo in or whatever. But yeah, we almost always track it live, don't we? Yeah, it's cool. Yeah. Sweet.
Yes.
So yeah, you sort of get that live feel, and put it in the recording. Do you like to play your songs live before you record them?
I do, yeah. There aren't too many that I've kept under wraps. I think there's one song on the album that will not have been played like prior, but everything else gets some, because I feel like you learn a lot about the song. They're always changing, and we can practice them in a basement all day long, but like once you get them in front of people and responses, you learn more about it and it changes.
You talked about a radio campaign where you're asking people. That was kind of interesting. What is making it big? Is it what is it anymore? I mean, we were kind of talking about that earlier. It's not like, radio has changed so much. Is it touring?
Yeah.
Is it CD sales? What is it?
Yeah.
I think most people that you would think of as having made it to a certain degree are making most of their living off of touring.
Yeah.
And playing live shows. I think that's where, album sales historically have been, getting lower and lower and lower. Yeah. And people, it's still worthwhile to make a record because it's, for a lot of people, because it's something you can sell. Mm-hmm. You can sell a physical thing at your shows. Yeah. And that's, but also, it's still important. It's important to, as creative people, as artists, you have to have a product that you can put into the world. I think that's just something that we have to do.
Yeah.
But I think as far, dollars and cents, I think most people are.
It doesn't make a lot of sense.
Well,
$4.
Right?
But I think most people are making a living off of
Doesn't make a lot of sense. Doesn't make a lot of dollars either. So is this your first time in Sioux Falls?
Yes. We went to Aberdeen in October for a show.
That was fun.
It was super fun. Yeah. But it was the first time here. It was beautiful. We had a good lunch today.
Good. Yeah. Well, you came down to the studio for this, and you're heading back, so we're going to let you get on the road, but we are so happy that you all came down here. This has been a fantastic
This has been so fun.
Thank you.
Sarah Morrison, the Sometimes Guys, everybody.
It's a grateful moon I'm living under. It's a grateful life I'm living through. I take my time, sit back and wonder at the changes I've been through. Got a quiet heart that keeps on beating. Got a quiet mind that keeps on dreaming. I don't think twice. I like that feeling of nothing but living to do. Uncomplicated, I'm fascinated, just watching the clouds roll by. I got a little of something, baby, that's better than nothing. Yeah, I've got everything I need. There's a million stars that look like diamonds and a million reasons for silver linings. It's a grateful moon that keeps on shining down on me. Shine down, Tom. Uncomplicated, I'm fascinated, just watching the clouds roll by. I got a little of something, baby, that's better than nothing. Yeah, I've got everything I need. There's a million stars that'll look like diamonds and a million reasons for silver linings. It's a grateful moon that keeps on shining down on me. Shine down on me. Shine down on me. Thank you so much.
The 4 on the Floor is a hard-stomping blues band from Minneapolis, Minnesota. The band is Gabriel Douglas on guitar and vocals, Jake Quam on drums and vocals, Nick Costa on guitar and vocals, and Lee Carter on bass and vocals. With high-energy tunes, all in 4/4 time, and hilarious banter, the 4 on the Floor offered a truly entertaining session for everyone in attendance.
We weren't getting it wrong, we weren't getting it right. We're just two lost people on the wrong path tonight. We weren't getting it on, no, we weren't seeing the light. We have passed dead and we taking it till sunrise, yeah. Gonna take you to the place. Gonna take it on and take some more, and then let the night erase. Gonna burn it to the ground. Gonna raise those flames high. Gonna get down like a Grand Canyon till the ashes reach the sky. And maybe in a moment, and maybe an old cop car, and maybe the coffee in the morning only goes so far. I don't know. I don't know. Still learning, babe. Still learning. Those limits, those off limits. Coming back from Tucson, that setting sun, babe. Oh, that setting sun. And maybe in a moment, and maybe in a while, and maybe the daybreak in the morning only goes so far. I don't know. I don't know. We were just two people on the wrong path. Not getting it wrong yet. Not getting it on neither, babe. On the toe, gonna get you, carry you off of your feet. On the toe, gonna get you, girl, carry you down to your knees. So testify your love. This is sounding true. Testify your love, babe. See if it's staying by you. Gonna wreck you, carry you out to sea, babe. On the toe, I'm gonna wreck you, girl, carry you straight down to me. Oh, testify your love. Yes, it's sounding true. Testify your love, babe. See if it's staying by you. Keep on swimming, girl, parallel to the shoreline. Keep on swimming now, girl, everything gonna be alright as long as you testify. Testify your love, 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 testify your love. You testify your love, testify your love, see if it's staying by you. Testify your love, parallel to the shoreline. Testify your love. Everything will be just fine.
Testify your love.
We're up on the mountaintops of mud.
Testify your love.
Down to seabed below.
Testify your love.
You just testify your love.
Testify your love.
Everybody gonna know.
Testify your love.
Oh, and testify your love. Test the sound ain't true. Testify your love, babe. See if it's stand by you, and we all testify. Oh, yeah. She moved so smoothly, making her way through the crowd. There was damage control beeping, everything was getting loud. And the movers and the shakers all take notice as she goes. Her fans will fan the flames and nearly everybody knows she's smoking. She's all encompassing. She's smoking, yeah. She's burning through everything. There was a look across the dartboard, a look across the sea. Your gaze caught her fire and you'll never be set free. But you can try to move with her, watch the rhythm engage as she finds a little time for her to start a blaze. You know, she's smoking. She's all encompassing. She's smoking, yeah. She's burning through everything. Eyebrows came up as the jukebox started again. She wasn't making any moves, but something was definitely happening. Now you can try to move with her, watch the rhythm engage as she finds a little space for her to find her place. You know, she's smoking. She's all encompassing. She's smoking, yeah. She's burning through, she's burning. Oh, she goes, man.
If you'd like to know more about the artists we feature, visit thewhitewallsessions.com. The White Wall Sessions Radio is recorded and produced at Last Stop Studios in Sioux Falls, South Dakota. Last Stop Studios is located in the lower level of the Last Stop CD shop at 2121 East 10th Street in Sioux Falls, South Dakota. Executive producers are Jeff Zuger and Doug Taylor. Head of Broadcast Engineering is Dave Palmer. Audio technicians are Chad Conrad, Carl Koiser, and Dave Palmer. Audio mixing is Chad Conrad. Associate producer is Michael Yeager. Scheduling and sales is Tom Eisner. I'm your host, Dan Schaefer. Join us again next week for another edition of the White Wall Sessions Radio.